anywhere, in any version, and they have 1,000 versions now. Day by day they're coming out, it's like mushrooms, they're sprouting. I went to the Bible house this afternoon, and I was dazed with the amount of Bibles, their versions that they have. I had to buy one, because one of our Christian interrogators, questioners, when I asked him, what Bible have you got? He doesn't want to answer. He wants to know, what Quran have you got? So I said, it is Abdullah Yusuf Ali's. I said, what Bible have you got? So he says, NIB. Never heard it in my life before. I'm supposed to be in the know. Or maybe now I think he must have said NIV, but it sounded like NIB, NIB. I said, NIB, NIB? What Bible is that? So it's a New International Version. I said, oh. So I had to go and buy one. I bought one today. So now he can come forward and I can speak to him about the NIB. You see, now this is how knowledge increases. The guy puts a problem to you, he comes about with something new, so let's go and see this new thing now. Where did these guys get their information from? I want the guys to come forward and ask me now about the NIB, and I'll tell him something about the NIB. Then you want to know, where does he know about NIB? I said, look, these guys are my friends. You see, everybody who comes to question you, anything difficult, he is your best friend, though you don't like it for the moment. We don't like it. A Greek philosopher, he said, if you want a man to hate you, make him think. Make him think. Because we don't like to think. One of our brothers is smoking cigarette, please put it off. It doesn't befit our meeting, please. Put off your cigarette. In 1840, Thomas Carlyle, one of the greatest thinkers of the past century, he was delivering a series of talks, and in that series of talks, he spoke about our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam as the hero prophet. And his introduction to his lecture, he starts. He says, in the history of the world, there will not again be any man ever so great whom his fellow men will call a god. Never again. In other words, mankind has reached that stage of intellectual development that he will not accept another human being as God anymore. This is what he said. This is what he thought, but he was wrong. You see, we have reached a stage, for example, now, me, look at me. If I can fly like a bird in this hall and come back and stand here again, it's impossible. Nothing there, no gears or anything like that. No jets, propulsion, nothing. And you see me, I can fly like a bird. I can read your mind. I can tell you what you got in your pocket. Will you accept me as a God? Will you? No. Why not? I said, look, your father can't do that. I can give life to the dead. I can fly like a bird. I can walk on the water. Believe that I'm God. He said, look, man, while we are looking at you, we can see so many things. You are about 66 years old, over 60 in any case, and you won't be here for another 60, definite. Right? Says, each one of us can strangle you quite easily. If you had a knife, we can knife you. So we can see, man, look, how you do these things, I don't know. We don't understand, uncle, how you do it. But I know you're not my God. Because before 66, you were not here. And this universe is here for billions of years. You didn't make your father. You didn't make your grandfather, did you? So he says, no. He said, look, you're not God. Simple, easy. Now, man, what I do? You say, man, I'm terrified of you. If you can do these things, I know you might have certain powers, you might kill me. But I says, you're not my God. I can see that. You eating food? I know if you don't get food in time, you're going to die. If you don't have water, you'll dehydrate. I know that. So you're not my God. Simple, easy. Then how did it happen? He's posing the question, Thomas Carlyle. How did it happen that people have conferred divinity upon other human beings? He says, nay, we may rationally ask, did any set of human beings ever really think that the man they saw there, standing beside them, a God, the maker of this universe? Ask yourself the question. That the contemporaries of Rama, did they think Rama was a god? Because Ravan, the king of Ceylon, he abducted his wife. Did he think he was abducting his God's wife? No. If he thought he was his God, he'll never abduct his wife. He stole his wife and kept her for 12 years. God's wife? No, he was another guy, man. See, beautiful woman, an Aryan woman, and this guy was a Dravidian, a dark-skinned fellow. He loved this woman, and he played a trick and he abducted her. He was not abducting the wife of his god. Simple logic. Krishna, the Pandavas were having it out with him again and again. Were they thinking they were fighting a god? The answer is no. If they thought Krishna was a god, they'd never have gone into battle against him. Can you see? Jesus Christ. He says, the Bible says in the Gospel of St. Luke, I think chapter 2, verse 23, I know the Christians are very funny, it might be 323. You see, so they'll come along and say, on point of order, correction, Mr. Deedat doesn't know. It is chapter 2, not chapter 3. I said, look, I'm not infallible, and I'm also old, I can't remember all the figures so well. However, chapter 2, verse 23. It says, when he was 8 days old, he was circumcised. I'm only reading what's written there. When he was 8 days old, he was circumcised and named Jesus by the angel when he was in his mother's womb. So asking who was in his mother's womb? They said Jesus. So who is Jesus? He's God and the Son of God. Veritable Son of God. So how did he come out from there? This is just like you and me. I'm asking, please explain. In Zulu, say, chazela. Make it easy for me. Oh, how? Please explain. And you watch his face. How can you explain? And he was circumcised. I said, the barber. It was a barber's job. There were no surgeons those days to circumcise children. The barber did the job. You see, this was their privilege. So a barber comes along to the stable after 8 days, and you know how circumcision takes place. I remember because I was 8 years old when I was circumcised. So I know very vividly how things happen. See? When children are 8 days old, they know nothing what's going on. But I says, I know how it works. Imagine God being circumcised. Can you imagine somebody coming and holding God and saying, this is my God, I'm circumcising him? No. Did the barber think he was a God? No. Did his teacher, when he went to school, did he think he was teaching a God? No. When the Roman soldier punched him in the stomach, he says, come on, prophesy, who hit you? Did he think he was punching his God? No. When a soldier lanced him on the side with a spear, did he think he was lancing his God? No. Look, simple. The contemporaries of the person concerned, did they think the man was a God? The answer is no. Then how did it happen? We are brainwashed, programmed. Jeffrey Hunter, he acted in the film called King of Kings. And in that film, he had to play the part of going on Mount Zion outside Jerusalem. He had to climb. And while he was climbing, he's sweating. He's panting for breath. For the filming, he had to go up. There were no helicopters to take him then, you see, so he had to go up. So he says, Christian, born Christian. He said, for the first time in my life, I realized how human Jesus was. He must have gone through the same process. Sweating, panting for breath. But we imagine today, the Christian imagines that he was like a spirit moving 1 minute here, 1 minute there. Like, look, our brother said, I was in the Middle East. And I tell you, yes. If I tell you in 5 countries in so many days, and then I was in Durban, and I'm in Cape Town. Now you'll find me in Johannesburg, and I'm going to Botswana, I'm going to Sudan. But I have to work hard to get these places. I'm not floating like a spirit. You see, I have to go and catch the plane, I have to wake up in time. It's difficult. It's all difficult. But now, when people tell you, say, hey, he was there, and I saw him there, and then when I went to Cape Town, I saw him there lecturing there, so you think he was a ghost. Deedat was a ghost, but Deedat is no ghost. Now, Allah Bari Ta'ala absolves Hazrat Isa alayhi salam from any type of association that he claimed to be God. On the day of judgment, Allah Bari Ta'ala will question him according to Surah Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 119 and 120. It reads, it says, and behold, Allah will say, O Jesus, son of Mary, didst thou say unto men, worship me and my mother as gods in derogation of God? He will say, Jesus will say, glory be to thee. Never could I say what I had no right to say. Had I said such a thing, thou wouldst indeed have known it. Thou knowest what is in my heart, though I know not what is in thine. for thou knowest in full all that is hidden. Testification that Hazrat Isa alayhi salam never claimed to be God. Because of that, I am able to offer to our Christian brethren, you show me one place in any version of your Bible where Jesus says, I'm God, I am prepared to accept him. You show me anywhere in the Bible Jesus says, worship me, I say, I am prepared to worship him. I say, I don't talk for my brethren. I don't talk for you. I talk for myself. I put my neck on the guillotine. Chop it off as you like. Show me. Why can I make such a claim, such an offer? Because I know there is no such thing. If there was any doubt, look, I love my life. We all do. So I know there isn't. So I said, show me one place in your book, any version of any Bible, where Jesus says, I'm God, or where he says, worship me. I said, I'm prepared to do that. There isn't such a thing. There's some note here, let me read it. So I would like those standing to come to the stage. Could we have a short pause? Thank you very much. Those of our brethren, please, do come in, allow our brethren outside to take your place. Come right in, come on the stage. I know. Yes.
Ladies, find any gentleman sitting at the back, tap him on the shoulder, you'll know what you want. You need his seat. Those in the doorway, you may like to stand there all night, but there are other people in the foyer who would like to come inside. So would you please come up to the stage? It is the last time we are going to break to give people the chance to come up to the stage. You need not be afraid, you won't have to answer any of the questions. Last request, please come to the stage. Those gentlemen who are sitting, please offer your seats to the older folk and to the ladies. Please. Can even sit in the aisles if you do not wish to come to the stage. If that is all, then we will be compelled to continue. Thank you for the break, sir.
Mr. Chairman and brethren, leave out claiming divinity. The man, Jesus Christ, was so humble. He did not want people even to call him good. Leave out being called God. He didn't want people to call him good master. In the gospel,